I gotta wait. How long I gotta wait for a press record?
Go.
Welcome to the shed, where Miss Dream always has a story.
I'm Dreme, a black woman with many beautiful interconnecting identities. A few I will name at this moment as we get started on this podcast journey together. A Bostonian, born and raised in the inner city, Dorchester and Roxbury neighborhoods, to a teenage single mother who has my whole heart. An educator, I've been working with youth and children since my teenage years, and formally, I have been teaching almost a decade now. That's wild to think about. An entrepreneur, I am the founder of The Chair, a black and brown centered tech platform dedicated to supporting people on their hair journey, where you can design hairboards, connect to hairstylists, and share hair care tips for a more joyous experience. I have a workable site, my prototype. It took me 2 years to build, and now I'm on this adventure that you're currently on with me. My goal for this podcast is to share stories, black stories, educator stories, entrepreneurship stories, and hair stories. I want you to leave each episode with the opportunity to gain new insight, just a glimpse into my world or the worlds that are featured on my podcasts, a little chuckle during your day or night, possibly a little anger to encourage you to advocate for justice, and hope to continue learning and dreaming. So come in and listen to the beautiful voices in the chair as they share their stories, starting with me.
Where we share stories in the chair.
Hello, beautiful people. This is Danielle. Danielle, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Danielle, aka Miss Hot Sauce, and I am the founder and owner of Spark FM Online digital radio platform here in Boston that caters to the urban and Caribbean markets. I am a mom, I am a dog mom, I am a community advocate, and many more things.
I'm a big fangirl over here. The first black woman to own her own digital radio station in Boston.
Yeah, we've locked that down.
And just the fact that you are always out in the community and I see you all the time. Wow, this is walking history. This is real time history, and able to see that and see the work that you continue to do isn't always an inspiration to me.
Thank you so much. It means a lot to hear things like that because sometimes this entrepreneurship journey can get really lonely and quiet.
Did you always think that you were going to enter into the world of radio?
No, when I first started, when my earlier days into college, I went to college to be a nurse. I always wanted to be a nurse. I wanted to work with people, make them feel better, in particular, like kids. And up until my second year of college, I was sure that I was going to be a nurse. But I wouldn't say failed out of, but you're not supposed to go below like a C minus. And I got 2 C minuses, and the trajectory of my life after receiving that report card, just kind of set me off in this direction, which I think was a blessing.
After you got the C minuses in nursing, you're like, I still love nursing, but I have to do something different. Was radio like a calling for you?
It still wasn't even a calling then. I started to thrive once I switched my major to communications. I didn't know what that meant, what I was going to do for work. And when I graduated, I got an admin position with Partners Healthcare. And it was such a boring job that I started blogging on the side, entertainment blogging. And I got a real good knack for that. And it was really fun. But my problem was that I wasn't good with grammar and spelling. To this day, that's not my strength. But I can talk. At the suggestion of one of my friends, why don't you try radio? And so I found a small little internet radio station in Quincy, Massachusetts, and started doing like a weekly program there. And I absolutely fell in love with radio. And then I got a chance to intern for an up-and-coming urban radio station at that time called Hot 97, working with DJ Al G. And that solidified that this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to do radio. I wanted to be behind a microphone, talking about news and entertainment and listening to music. And that's where it was birthed.
Do you have a memory in your early days when you were at the radio station where you're like, this was the sparkle I was looking for? Was it a person or a story that you had to report on and you're like, I'm going to do this for as long as I can?
I think it was more so the culture and the environment. I saw the flexibility in it. And then from college, just taking like public speaking classes and journalism and classes like that, I realized that this was a good place because whether I wanted to be on the radio or I wanted to go back and do admin work, or if I wanted to do sales or engineering or production, in those earlier days, I got a chance, event planning, I got a chance to kind of touch base with all of those things, all of those different segments of radio. And it was just like, no matter what I do in this industry, I'll always have a job. So I don't think it was ever a moment, but it was just a cultivating culture of what I saw myself doing in the long run. But I didn't know to the extent that I wanted to do it, but I just knew that there was a good, diverse career field in radio that no matter what direction I decided to go in, you know, like it would work for me. I could find something that I was good at here.
As the owner of your own radio show today, do you consider yourself an educator in your space?
Yes. Now, since I have people that work for me and I have mentees and I have teens that are coming and being interns, I feel like it's a really great opportunity for me to be able to educate a lot of people, not only, you know, those people, but also my community about different things. So whether it be radio oriented, like teaching them how to set up a studio and how to put down the studio, or if I'm talking to my general audience about, you know, civic engagement or financial wealth and education and health, there's so many areas that radio personnel and broadcasters are actual educators, because for a lot of people, this is their one true medium into learning about something else. So education is, I think, at the top of our scope of work, because we are opening audience eyes and ears to things that they may or may not have ever heard of or wanted to learn about and didn't know where to go to learn about it.
What are your thoughts when radio personalities, radio hosts feel like they don't have a pull? They don't feel like their voice is strong enough or powerful enough to influence the people that they talk to every day?
As long as you have one listener, you are doing your job, because that one listener might not have known anything if they had not have been listening to you. And when there is one, there's always two. That person is going to tell somebody else, hey, I learned this or I heard this here, which sparks a curiosity with other people to find out what else they can learn too. Even as somebody who started out, you know, we're just about 4 years in. And before that, I was podcasting. And, you know, to build an audience takes time. You start off with yourself. You're listening to your podcast yourself. And then you get one listener, and that turns into two. And that turns into three. And the next thing you know, you might have a good 10 listeners that tune in every single week or day or whenever you put up your podcast. And again, that 10 turns into 20, 30, 40, 50. So everybody's going to start out feeling like they're not making an impact, or that they're trying to figure out ways to gain listeners or to grow their listenership. It's a journey. It really is a marathon to get the influence that you think you deserve or that you want to get. But no matter where you start, you're influencing someone, even if it's just influencing yourself to put out the next episode and to figure out what else you want to talk about, what else you want to open your listening audience ears to. So I believe that no matter where you start out in this, and no matter how small your audience is, you are influencing someone somewhere.
And do you feel any type of pressure being a Black woman in this space, the fact that you are the first to create a digital radio station online, do you feel that pressure, or is that just something that people put on you?
No, that is a pressure. That is a weight. It is a pressure. It is stress. It's all the bad words that we use to describe negative feelings. And it's not always a negative feeling, but being the first, you want to continue to stay relevant because you know that once there's a first, there will be a second and a third. And they will be looking at you and following your path because you are setting the blueprint of how people believe things should be. Obviously, they'll tweak them and they'll fix them to fit their mold. But as the first, you are pretty much setting the blueprint to everything else. And it also gets stressful when you are seeing your work duplicated and you are seeing other people use what you've discovered yourself to get ahead. And sometimes they might be doing a better job, but there's also a level of pressure to remain relevant, to stay above the curve, and to continue to lead that community that is following you to a good place. And sometimes that feels good. Sometimes it feels like, hey, they're copying me or they're trying to duplicate exactly what I'm doing. They're taking my work. But nobody is ever going to be who you are. And nobody's ever going to be able to do the things that you do it the way that they do it. And that's something a lot of my supporters have encouraged me to do when I have those moments of doubt or feel that immense pressure. They always let me know, okay, people can literally do exactly what you do, steal everything, but will they have what you have in order to make it successful? And that's the only thing that helps me to relieve some of the pressure and the stress. But it is there. It is prevalent. It is, apparent. It is there. And I don't make any qualms about telling people about my journey and about being authentic and opening up about my struggles and what I'm going through, because I do think that it helps to put things in perspective for other people. So, yeah, there's immense pressure. It's hard, but I think that when you have a calling to do something, it's up to you to kind of figure out the tools and the resources you need to overcome that pressure and to relieve some of that.
It makes me think about when I went to business school, I had a professor, and on our first day, he said, your idea isn't special. How many books are there in the world? How many stores are there in the world? What you're thinking about is not brand new. He said, what makes it new, what makes it special is the execution.
Yep.
You are executing, you are doing this. And there's a phrase that they use at business school where they call it Me Too products. When Red Bull came out and then there were like 4 other energy drinks, he was like, oh, those are Me Too products. And so I thought that was such an interesting way of thinking about it, being able to have the conversation of you are creating something. The idea may not be special, but the fact that you did it is special. And the fact that you care and you have your own sparkle.
Yeah, I love that. I love that a lot.
Yeah, I believe there's, flattery, of course, and there's a little frustration. Danielle is running this company in her form, and it is amazing to watch the way that you do it.
Yeah, I think that was a really good gem that you just dropped because, sometimes you need to hear, different perspectives of how people deal with kind of things like that. And I know that, there's those memes flying around of, like when people think about competition, think about how many loaves of bread that's on the shelf. All of those breads are going to be bought by people who like them. So no matter how much is on there, or how many different brands are on there, if you set yourself aside and you put your little spin on things, people gonna buy your bread. They gonna buy it.
Where we share stories in the chair.
Look, it's my commercial. We will be right back.
It's more than just a bad hair day. It's a journey. Finding the right hairstyle isn't easy, nor is finding the right stylist or the right products. Looking in every corner of the web gets messy, overwhelming, and exhausting. All the ads, the articles, the products, the videos. It shouldn't be this hard, but it is. And now, it isn't. The Chair. A black and brown centered platform where you can design hairboards, connect to hairstylists, and share hair care tips for a new joyful path on your hair journey. Avoid the clutter, save yourself hours, months, and even years of research and poor trial and error. Everything you need and only what you need is in one place. Hairboards made by people like you, for you. Find the right products, the right people, the right answers for you, stress-free. Join the Chair community and make every day a great hair day. When you share your pain, you allow others to help you. And when you share your success, you help others get theirs. Lean on the Chair. We got you. No stress, no strife. In the chair. The chair. The chair. All right.
Oh, and if you're interested to learn more about my experiences as a Black woman and educator in Guangzhou, China, I wrote my first ebook titled Nowhere and Everywhere, Captured Emotions of a Beautifully Broken Love Story. It is on lulu.com. Take a read and see some beautiful photography of mine. Enjoy the rest of the show. I am starting my own business. I'm building a tech platform to support Black and brown people on their hair journey. I've been building for 2 years and I finally built it. And now I'm working on engagement and marketing, trying to figure out how to get all the Black people in the world onto my tiny little site right now to be able to have the conversation surrounding hair, to be able to help each other connect to different hairstylists, to be able to be creative and still be organized, and also at the same time being able to use the language that we use because it was built by a Black woman and not imitated by someone else who thinks this is what Black people want. And I am curious to know, do you have a memory of the first time you fell in love with your hair?
Yeah. So my hair has always been, I don't know. Like my mom says that I always like to have long hair. And I remember, t-shirts around my head and it would give me appearance of long hair. She was a braider. So she would always braid our hair nice and put beads and things like that on them. But I started to fall in love with my hair when I locked my hair out of college. I locked my hair and I had long locks for 11 years. And I was so excited about those. But then like a small consortium of Black women and people, I got diagnosed with alopecia, probably like my 10th year of having my hair locked. And I always had, good hair. It was healthy and it was luscious. But I also remember when I first saw signs of alopecia, when my hairdresser was like, you have these little flakes coming out of your hair. You need to do this. And I don't really pay attention to it until I realized that my hair was, thinning out towards the middle and the edges. But even then, I still had long, luscious locks. I used to get them dyed, colored, and twisted, and it was amazing. And I loved them. I absolutely loved them until, it was time to face reality and alopecia took over.
And how did it feel? Did you do the big chop right away?
I knew so I said 11 years.
Yep.
So I knew for about 8 years that my hair had started to thin. And I was in denial because, it'll grow back. I could do things. I'll just stop twisting it and stuff like that until it became too much too high. So I decided, because again, I'm a transparent and pretty public person, I decided to do a YouTube vlog of, what I was going through. And at that point, I think by the time I discovered it 8 years, by the time it was at the 10th year, I had already mentally realized that I needed to cut them. Instead of cutting them, though, I decided that I was going to comb them out. So that was what the vlog faced off. My discovery of them, my revelation that I would have to cut my locks The second one was about me combing out the locks. And then the third, it was 3-part series. And then the third one was just about me revealing what I did with my hair after I cut them. And it was heartbreaking. It was emotional. It was heartbreaking. I felt defeated, and I felt I'm supposed to be this super bad bitch doing radio, and I'm in the limelight. I'm a public figure. I'm out here doing the damn thing, and I ain't got no hair. And for me, I don't believe that hair makes a woman, but for me, I've always loved hair. I've always loved long hair. I've always liked to have it. I always liked to play with it. So for me, it was really kind of like a blow to my ego and my pride that I would have to cut my hair short. And I was a natural girl with these luscious locks. And now, in order for me to have what in my head makes me feel feminine and like a woman and, you know, powerful, was I would have to now go and wear weaves and wigs and stuff. And at that point, it was like people was into wigs, but you know, I'm a natural girl. I've been fighting for natural life for a long time, but I embraced it because what was there else for me to do? My struggle now with my hair is that I don't got no hair in the middle and I ain't got no hair on the side. So I should shave it. But again, that emotional attachment to the little piece of hair I have. I mean, the back is luscious, it's long. I could lock the back if I want to again, but that one, it makes a lot of sense. So, you know, it's one of those things where I do want to shave it. I want to pierce my ears. I don't have my ears pierced. And I do want to reimagine my mental thinking around short hair and or bald hair, bald-headed women. And that's the struggle that I'm still dealing with. I'm getting a little closer. Maybe by next year, I'll be able to do it. Maybe by my 41st birthday in September. You know, I just never know when the spirit is going to hit me. It's still always going to be a thing. I'm always going to wear my wigs. I'm always going to try to figure out how to have long hair. But in the meantime, I do want to free myself from this mental slavery that's what makes me. So I'm still working on that. I'm still working on it. And I think I'll get there, but it will happen.
I truly appreciate you sharing that. I think when people think about hair journey, they think about beginning, middle, end. And it's important to recognize that a hair journey could be a whole lifetime. You can spend years in one section of that hair journey. And the fact that you're so open and honest to be like, hey, I haven't fully shaved my head bald yet, but I'm thinking about it often. I'm wondering. I think about when Ayanna Presley came out and she shaved her head bald, and she talked about the pressure and the thoughts for her and how and that took a lot of effort for her to do.
And I remember when she did it, I think it was a year after I released my YouTube videos. And so many people sent that video to me. And I felt empowered from watching her go straight for it. And I think that is what kickstarted my brain process of, I could do that too. If she can do it being Congresswoman and being in the limelight and being a super public figure and a damn near a political celebrity, if she can do it, then I too can do it. Yeah.
Absolutely. So where you're at now, are there any resources that you use or any products that you still love to use?
No, to be honest with you, I don't take care of the hair that I have on my head still as much as I should do it. I do use a system, I think it's called Your Main Glory. And this is from, I think it's a Seventh-day Adventist woman who was dealing with some type of hair loss and started to treat her own hair. And when she saw that it worked, she started to sell it. And it's a whole system. It's like a pre-poo and a shampoo and a conditioner, all those things. And my family uses that because it is really good. I think that if I was using it in the way that it was directed, I probably would be, maybe my hair might have grown back, but I don't. Other than that, just like natural oils like coconut oils and peppermint. My best friend has a hair care line, Salvage Roots Beauty, and I use her like peppermint, hydrating spray that's really good too. And it just kind of gives my scalp, just some relief and makes it feel like cool and fresh. And then wigs and weaves. Now that they are getting so innovative with them now, you can just pick them out the pack, but shake it out and go.
Nice.
They cut the lace, it's 3D, it's transparent netting, all kinds of, they bleach the knots. And it's been, for me who's always busy and on the run, it's easier for me to just put it on and go. Before, when I started, it was like I would have to get it installed and whatever. It's just more convenient. So I can buy it right off on Amazon. It comes the next day and I shake it out and put it on and I'm ready to go. So, like for me, it's not hard to cut the hair. It's not hard to let go because there's so many other resources and things out there. But yeah, like whatever I can find that I can use, I just put it in there and I wash it often and just kind of let it go. And I still play. I think that's the comforting part of it, is playing with your own hair. So even when I'm sitting here with the hat on, I'm in the back twirling it because it's, it's fun. It's releasing, therapy almost. I like it.
Oh, that's beautiful. Danielle, thank you so much for sharing your stories in the chair. I truly appreciate you taking the time out and being open and honest and just reminding me that you can be the first, you can be a Black woman and still do new things every day.
And I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me and ask me, personal questions. I always like when people have a genuine interest in you as a person. So I really do appreciate you taking the time out to talk to me and allow me to be on your podcast. And I wish you the best of luck with this.
Welcome to the chair, where Miss Dreme always has a story.
Thank you for listening to an episode of The Chair. I, of course, would love your continued support. Let me know what you think of this episode by doing all the things. Subscribe, comment, and come back next week, every week. Enjoy the rest of your beautiful day. Or if you are like me, enjoy that moonlight and that 1 star under all your city lights. Love you. Talk to you later.
The chair.
How long I gotta wait for a person to record?
Go.
We support her. Shit.
Do your...
Welcome to the chair, where Miss Dreme always has